guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of Cooking with Daniella. For this week, we're going to go to my Colombian roots, and we're going to make some Colombian tamales. So to showcase our ingredients, we have some pre-soaked for 12 hours and pre-cooked garbanzo beans in the pressure cooker for 28 minutes. We have some cornmeal. We're using Goya's cornmeal. We have parsley, salt, garlic powder, nutmeg, black pepper, minced onion, chicken flavor bouillon, butter, olive oil. We have some chives and some onion, and an onion chopped up, and we're also going to use some very nice chicken legs. So, to get started, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take our garbanzo beans out of the pressure cooker. You can see this was just done. So we're going to go ahead and get the garbanzo beans out of the pressure cooker. Now, we have to be very careful. We're going to use a strainer for this because we want to keep the broth to cook the chicken legs in as well. So let's get these out. So now we have our delicious garbanzo beans taken out of our pressure cooker. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and season our broth left over from the garbanzo beans. So we're going to add a little bit of salt. We're going to add some onion powder. We're going to add some black pepper. We're going to add some minced onion, some chicken bouillon flavoring. And then what we're going to do, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter and some olive oil. So we're going to mix it around a second. Alright, perfect. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add our chicken in here. And we're going to let it cook for about 28 minutes. Here we have our chicken. Very carefully drop our chicken legs in there. You want to make sure that you use chicken that has a bone. That way the bone will give flavoring profile a lot stronger. So as usual, when we handle meat, we always have to wash our hands. And now let's start this pressure cooker up for 28 minutes. Always make sure you put the capsule on close. Hey guys, so it's been 28 minutes and our chicken is cooked, but we're going to keep boiling it a little bit inside the pressure cooker in order to get more of a flavor to the broth. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get our banana leaves that I have here, and we're going to run them under hot water. So once they've been run under hot water, you want to get some scissors and you want to cut them to the length that you are going to use for your tamales. As usually, we're going to make 5. So now after you have your banana leaves cut, what we're going to do, we are going to get some aluminum foil, and we're going to wrap them in aluminum foil. Here we have our pieces of aluminum foil. So we're going to taste our broth to see if it has enough flavor in it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start with our base, our dough. So we're going to add in 1 cup of our cornmeal. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get a bowl and we're going to take our chicken legs out. And we're going to pour in, we're going to get some of our broth and we're going to mix our dough with our chicken and garbanzo bean broth. Alright, so let's get some of this delicious broth and we're going to start mixing it into our cornmeal. Add in our broth little by little. So now that we've got a consistency like this, we're going to go ahead and try it and we're going to season it as well. So now what I want to do, I'm going to add in a touch of salt, touch of pepper, a sprinkle of nutmeg, a touch of some chicken bouillon, and some parsley. So now let's try it, and I think it's perfect. Now we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes while we get started on our guiso top to flavor the rest of our dish. So we're going to start heating our pan, and then we're going to pour some olive oil on there, and we're going to cook our onions until they're softened. While that is starting to cook, what we're going to do, we're going to transfer our broth into a measuring cup. That way we can get our pressure cooker out of the way. So let's make sure our onions are nice and softened. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Cornmeal absorbed a lot more of the water while we were letting it sit, so we're just going to add a touch more of our broth. Back on our guiso here. So now what we're going to do while that continues cooking, we're going to start preparing our tamales. Let's get our aluminum foil. And our final step in cooking them is what we like to call a baño de Maria. Fill this pot up with water before the water hits our little thing in here. And so that way the steam will cook it. So now that our onions are softened, we're going to add in our chicken broth. So now now we're going to let this cook down until we're left with not as much broth in there. Go ahead and start preparing our tamales. So we're going to get a banana leaf. We want the grid side down, so the smooth edge is facing upwards. We're going to get a spoon and we're going to scoop 1 and 2 spoonfuls of our masa. Add a half more if you're feeling generous. So then we're going to get some sweet peas. We're going to get our cooked garbanzo beans and our cooked chicken legs. We're going to put the chicken leg right there in the dividing force. Spoonful of chickpeas right on the side. Another spoonful of chickpeas. With another spoon, we're going to get some peas on the side right there. Another spoonful on the side. And we're going to start arming these, and at the very end, we're going to add our guiso on the very top, and then we'll wrap them up. Let's go ahead and move this one to the side. We'll continue the other ones just like this. Okay, so now that the guiso is reduced down to this state, what we're going to do, we're just going to add a spoonful on top of our already ready and prepared tamales. Give it more flavor too. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and fold them. So we're going to go almost like wrapping a present here. Just without the corner. So just like this. And then we're going to do the same with this, with the aluminum foil. Make sure you get it nice and tight so no water comes in here. And this time you do want to bend the corners like you're wrapping a present. So we're going to go ahead and get our water boiling. And we will just drop them right in there. And continue on with these. And we're going to close the lid. And we're going to let them sit there for about 40 minutes. And continuously checking that water level to make sure that the water doesn't run out and they burn. So we're about to take the tamale out of our baño de Maria, so let's check it out. Here it is. So the foil is going to be hot, so we got to be really careful. Alright, so here we have a perfectly wrapped tamale. Let's go ahead and open this. Wow, this looks incredible. Let's dig in. Buen provecho. To die for. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Cooking with Daniella. I'll see you next week and have a blessed week.